Star League,
Hello.
then the Frontier.
Now you're ready.
This is it. Here we go. Did it.
Yes, we actually did.
All right, namaste and like catch my family. We are live here with my brother, the one, the only, Mr. Jean-Charles Moyen. Brother, how are you doing?
Very good, my brother. It's nice to see you again, and it's a very pleasure for me to be in your show because I love your intro each time. It's you remember when I was a teenager, and it's I like it, this energy. It's very very good.
Yo, that's the energy we need on Earth. I'm just here to say, hey, let's have the most abundant, optimistic, positive energy we can while we explain to the population of Earth some of the things they might not know about. And I think that it takes years of practice and discipline, and obviously everyone's own individual exploration of why we're here and asking these deeper questions, and then obviously our experiences being here. I just want everyone to have a great time. I know there's so many big things coming, and my guides have been on me just going, hey, get ready, get everyone there. And, especially for the Bridge Expo, but October 16th, the Atlas is coming, ladies and gentlemen, one way or the other. And it's coming in hot, right? Right on our horizontal there. And it's an interstellar object. And I'm really excited about what it may hold for the humanity and the future of this planet. And with that being said, I know you've been working very hard and diligently on this film, and we're having the
Yes.
world premiere on Friday, October 17th at the Bridge Expo. Why don't you go ahead and tell everyone what you got going on? And I'm excited to watch it too. You know what I mean? Let us know.
Yeah, this is the premiere of. It is one of my biggest project of my life because I never explained to the people my past life in Japan. I touched a little when I was in a in an interview with my dear friend Mariko, and my my project was to go to Japan to realize this movie because I don't want to use a green screen. So I decided to go to Japan in real and to visit some place, secret place, secret ninja place, secret energetic place, and it was amazing because when I was young, at 7, I remembered my past life very detailed, and I write and I draw in my logbook what I lived at this moment. And later, 48 years later, I found every evidence and I say every evidence, when the people will watch my movie, I'm not pretentious, okay? It's important, okay? But I 100% sure people will be speechless because you can invent this detail when you are a kid at 7. My age is 56, okay? At this moment, internet don't exist, okay? So no chance to have this information only in a Japan museum, right in kanji, in an old paper like a papyrus. And I found everything I lived and I drawing in my little journal when I was young. So it was for me a big experience, a big adventure. I wait 48 years to be in real in Japan and to found a lot of artifact that changed my life. And for this amazing movie about my life, I decide to make the premiere in Japan first because I have a Japan DNA in my body, in the side of my father and my grandfather. But the second in English will with my dear brother and friend Rion de Rouen in
Oui,
Dallas
oui,
in
oui.
a big screen. So imagine the special visual effect. I
Mm,
use everything I can. I use the AI to, I I can film, but I can made a very horseman in a samurai and something
mm,
else. So I use when you must don't use each time the EA, but when you don't have a choice and use for something very important, you can mix
mm,
this. And with this device or software, I can recreate my past life 800 years ago on the feudal Japan. And it was
oh,
amazing. Dragon, energy, goddess, and everything. And everything I explain inside, it's it's speechless because it's
mm,
beautiful, because the music, the visual effects, the you I bring the people with me and they live the same thing I felt at this moment.
mm. I can't wait to watch it, bro. I'm just
Oh
I'm
yes.
I'm sitting there going, I'm gonna be sitting there going like, what software did you use, bro? Like, I don't know. This you might be the one that breaks it out for all of us to make content and films like this. And I think you're at the forefront of this sort of technology. And I'm really excited about, I know it's gonna be awesome. So for you guys coming out to the Bridge Expo, get ready for that world premiere.
Hmm,
This
hmm.
whole thing is turned. Yeah, I'm excited.
I made all my abilities, all my experiences of video editing. Um, I win a lot of award in Hollywood movie for different people, but I decide to focus all my energy for my project,
Yeah.
my own project. So I spend six, 16 and 17 hours by day during a
Mm,
few months to make this possible movie. And sometimes I want to give up because I was exhausted and I say, oh my God, I have a problem, personal problem. And when you have a problem,
mm,
you can't create. So I must focus my
right.
energy and use the martial arts to have a meditation. And each time when I block into my video editing, I dream
Mm.
I was in the in the premiere movie in my dream, and I see the rest of my movie. Do you understand?
No, 100%.
Imagine,
No, no,
I,
I get it.
I am in my video editing, and sometime I block and I say, "Oh, I can't finish. I can't finish," and I go to sleep. And in the night, I do a dream and my movie was finished. I'm a spectator in a
Watching it
theater,
third
and
person.
I
Yeah.
watch all my movie finished, but it is not finished in real. And I say, okay, 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 okay. And when I wake up, I finish my movie. I jump into the timeline of the future, and I
Yes.
make my movie. It's happened for Southshore Origin 2. I was
Mhm.
in the middle of my movie, and I say, oh my god, my god, okay, I must focus, I'm very exhausted. And in the night, i mm, I did a dream, very,
Mhm.
very clear, very clear, and it was my movie finished in a theater. And I say, oh my god, when I wake up, I say, I see my movie finished, and I write everything, and I finish my movie in the 2-3 days. That's
See,
weird.
you can't stop manifestations when it's coming out. And ladies and gentlemen out there, if you're not familiar with some of this information, um, some of Jean Charles's content, if you guys are familiar with the TV show Halo, okay, the TV show Halo, not the video game, but when they made it into that TV show, which you guys can watch, I don't know, probably Netflix or Hulu or whatever. That was verbatim like his testimony, and someone got a hold of it and made that TV show. So if you guys ever want to see like what is he talking about, you want a visual, go watch the TV show Halo. Those are some of the memories, and those are some of the things, in the secret SSP, the secret space program. But obviously, a lot of us who have been involved in, let's just say, off-world or on-world.
Yeah, Hello is a good
Yeah.
example, because the
Mhm.
name of the character is John, like John Charles, and
Yes.
his suit is 7-7, and he had implants, and he can
Mhm.
communicate with his DNA to teleport himself. Only these guys in an
Mhm.
arc, and he
Yes.
fight Draco
Yeah.
against, it's a reptilian Draco.
I
And
know.
when he
I know.
was young, he was the only boy have special abilities, and a blonde woman like a
Mhm.
Maria
Mhm.
take
Yes.
care of him. And
Mhm.
that's weird, because when I say this to Michael Sala, my friend Michael Sala, I say, John Child, do you know Halo? And I say, yeah, I know Halo, the game. No, 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 the series. Look, watch it. And when I watch it with Melanie, I'm crying, because I say, my God, that's 100% my life. How it's possible? Each
Mhm.
things,
Yeah,
the
I know.
guys, it's unbelievable. And in this series, there is a injuries against a Draco
Mhm.
on the stomach, and he was
Yes.
evacuated to put in the med bed to rescue this guy. You know, there is, I think it's 15 or 16 coincidence
Right.
inside look exactly like me,
Right.
exactly.
Well, a lot of these things in these programs too. I know that my brother Kramer talks about some of these things, but
Yeah,
the different, like I think it's called like the Hulk project, where basically they would transfer your consciousness into a larger avatar,
yeah.
and that being at a larger size, then and only then do the reptilians and the Draco respect
Yes.
you. When you're
Yes.
also 6'9", 350, they go, oh, okay, I guess we're not
Yes.
going to pick on you. So they like to pick on guys that are smaller than them. When you're the same size, they think twice. So, I mean, this information coming out right now, I'm so proud of you with your new movie coming out.
Thank
But
you.
for us, and this whole culmination on the macrocosm of what's really happening on Earth right now, and
Mm,
obviously, some of the hiccups that have been taking place in our community, just the different energies and groups. And what I'm really seeing is that my higher selves keep zooming me out with um, different people come into your life, and they tried to explain to me like this. They're like, imagine each person in your life is a character or a level in a video game. And at certain levels in this video game, you are eye to eye. You're playing the same level with that person, whoever it might be, right? But as you kind of learn everything you can from that character, and you're ready for the next level of game, the next level of integrity, the next level of compassion, let's just say, and wisdom, you
mm,
will leave that shadow version of yourself in the video game floor beneath you.
yeah.
So in that way, I was sitting there going like, wow, because I know all of us in the collective recently, we've really had a big dust up, cleaning up all the people in our circles. And I'm just trying to say for everyone out there, that is normal since the universe is energy. If you begin to oscillate and vibrate faster than your environment, you may vibrate or oscillate right out of a friendship, a business deal, something that may not be serving the highest good in that moment. It does not mean that your friends and family can't meet you in that higher place. What I'm trying to say is that I'm seeing this on a macro scale, even with the new financial system coming out, which I don't, it was just going to smack us right in the face. We got a new financial system coming out. We got a new quantum system coming out. We have a new disclosure thing coming out. And I feel every single day Atlas gets closer to our solar system, there's an acceleration going on. I don't know if you guys are feeling it across the planet. I feel like everything's being accelerated exponentially. And sometimes it's so fast, though, it actually makes you lethargic. I know a lot of people are like, I'm just taking naps all day long. My DNA and my biology can barely take the frequency. So our natural DNA, and as it begins to evolve, right? Some of us do need a lot of downtime, let's just say, to uptake that new data, those new light codes, these new energies. So if you are feeling that, that's totally normal. But what I am trying to say is that I'm seeing that as we're up leveling in this video game, this reality that you call life, some of us are really beginning to have that self introspection on, okay, I can't act like that anymore. There's a new version of me emerging. What does that look like? And I think that with you, Jean-Charles, with this new movie coming out, you're going, hey, I can wear 10 hats. I can still show my past lives. I can still show my dreams, and I can do it myself. And I hope that everyone gets inspired by that story. Even all of us coming together for these conferences and all of us speaking here at the Bridge Expo, all the awesome speakers. What I'm trying to say is that it's a culmination of all of our energies coming together in a singularity. And if you kind of thought about life like that with your friends and family and how you guys can work stronger together, and you guys are stronger together, but it's just really the efficiency of that energy and what that looks like to the planet. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Very important. My movie is a trigger because it's not only a movie about my past life, because we lived a lot of past life, you, me, my friend, and a lot of person. But what's important, that with this movie I can bring the evidence that you are not crazy. The past life exists. There is people say no, it's in your mind, and that I say that's impossible. I have the proof and evidence that I lived a past life. And in this movie, we can't imagine what I found. And this is the proof 100% that the past life exists. That's very important to clarify.
I couldn't agree more.
Hey!
Yes. Listen,
what a surprise!
Hey, you said multiply, and I was like, I'm on it.
I teleported in for you, my friend. I teleported in.
Yes.
So,
amazing.
Yes. Yeah. So look, here we go. Now that we have the 3 Jedi here on Earth together, let's talk about.
Very important. I love Tone. I don't know him personally, but the first time I saw these guys, I felt a real strong connection. I can explain why, but when he take me in his arm, it's like electrify. It's like static electricity.
We do know each other, my brother.
Exactly.
Yes, we do.
So,
yes.
I would like to share this, my friend.
Yes. No, definitely. All of us together are coming together for a purpose. And I do feel that a lot of us, especially during, these past, let's say 5 years, right? I felt like a whole collective consciousness of this planet was kind of put on pause or put on hold. And it was an artificial thing. It was a negative thing. But here's what I want to say with everyone out there. The light always wins. And we took these, slings and arrows. And a lot of people out there are saying that, maybe our way of thinking wasn't the right one. It wasn't mainstream. Well,
It's
I'm
not
here.
easy. The
Yeah.
light win, but it's not easy because we receive, all of us,
Yes.
a lot of arrow,
Mhm.
a
Oh
lot
yeah.
of people
Oh, you should see my back.
target us, you know?
Yeah, it looks like a tattoo. It's just a bunch of arrowheads sticking out of my back. No, no, but listen, the thing that I think is really hilarious is that, goodness gracious, when we're together, though, it's almost like we're slam dunking on, you know what I mean? You put us all together in that room and we say, hey, let's activate everyone's dormant DNA. Hey, let's share these codes. Hey, let's share some wisdom.
Hmm.
The strength is together. And I just here to remind everybody that this system and this program wants everyone to be in this lone wolf program. Okay. That is by design. Okay. Separation is by design because the powers that were damn well know that if we get all of us together, it's game over.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. It's absolutely game over. So I just recommend everyone out there going through their own stuff to just really take a moment and pause and say, is this really in my best interest, or does it seem like there's a negative motivation or energy behind why every time I try to get together with my friends and family, there's something that comes up to try to prevent that.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're used to it at Rise of the Guardians, and we've been doing these conferences now for about 13 years. You should hear the stories of some of our people that come. Oh my God, my flight was canceled 4 times. You know what I mean? I got lost. And the whole thing is that the universe wants us to be successful. But just remember that when you're doing the real things in life, our creator and that positive energy wants to make sure you choose with your free will to be with your family. And sometimes you have to sacrifice things to do that. Do you know what I mean? There really is a real balancing act. It's not supposed to be easy. Being asleep in a SimCity program is easy. Go against the current, speak your truth, and wake your brothers and sisters up. Try that out, and you shall see how many things come at you from all different angles. And I think the only thing I have in common, or no, one of the main things I have in common with all my light workers and light warriors, is this: it's not that the game gets easier; it's that we got stronger.
Yeah.
Things that used to slow us down for 6 months, 6 weeks, 6 days, 6 hours. Now it's 6 minutes. And we're like, get that out of here. Oh, let me guess. There's another stalker on a Tuesday. I mean, I don't know. You know how these things are. There's another troll coming at you. What I'm getting at in life, though, really, it's together is where that strength is. And just to know that if every single day you get up in the morning, you work on yourself, you stay in your heart, try to stay as stress-free as possible and get your job done. I can promise you, you do that every single day and work towards your dreams every single day, you will be successful, just as my brother has. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want to add in
Yeah,
to
please.
what you were saying there. One of the reasons they do target us from getting together like that, and I sound like a broken record on this, but it's because first and foremost, as we evolve, they already understand that as individuals, we are super powerful beings. But when we come together, multiple high resonating, high vibrating beings, we send a ripple effect through the entire multiverse.
Yes.
Yes. So that's one of the reasons we get such pushback on those gatherings, because it can reset this whole reality, and they know that.
Mm-hmm.
And love is the key. So
Yes.
100%. So let's go. Let's do a little roundtable. Jean-Charles, what would you like to speak about? And let's just drop it like it's hot for the whole planet, from here to South Africa on TeamLight. Right? What would you guys like to know in the comments? What would you like to ask your Jedi brothers? So, Jean-Charles, what are some things right now, the collective, you think we should be paying attention to with disclosure, and some of the things that you know to be true with your experiences?
yeah, I have many experiences. So sometimes it's very difficult to choose a subject because each thing is very important to share with people, like my teleportation physically when I was young, and my vivid dream. I say vivid dream because I have a very accurate teleportation, and by location, physically by location, I can split myself in 2 parts. and two sample of me interact with a real people when I move in the different places. So I had the experience of some people hug me and touch me, and I was in two different place at the same time. So I will share my experience about something happened to me when I was young, and will spoke about my connection with the orc in uh, I'd say arc. Well, I don't remember. It's a good pronunciation, orcs. So my connection with my DNA with different arcs. For the moment, I visiting 8 arc. It's curious because 8 it's a infinite, you know. So maybe it's not a chance that I visit 8 arc. And I visit Sedona arc, but I can't remember where he was. But I have a little idea because it's look like a column, and but there is a many mountain in Sedona, so it's very difficult. I was with Melanie in helicopter, but I can be able to detect where it was. I was very close, but maybe the next time when I will be at the same place, I have many time to feel where it was, the secret place. But I'm think you know where it was because you tell me, John Charles,
I
I
know where
know.
it is.
This is a
I
question.
said, "Hey, listen, Tone teleported out. He sends his love.
Oh,
Boom. He was just, I'm here. He's gone. No, so no, there's a lot of places in Secret Mountain and stuff in Sedona. There's also an entrance to Inner Earth that has guards
yeah.
placed
In
in it.
Earth, yes,
And
exactly.
he's like, "Hey man, I want to go there." I'm like, "Hey man, you got some Blackwater security guards you want to take with you?" Because it is a high level military complex out here in Sedona, up in, especially behind.
Yeah.
And it's an ancient gate here on Earth. It's in the
Mm,
United States. They've known about it for a very long time, and it's a very secure location. So, a lot of the interactions here, I know they have beacons up on all the mountains around here, especially around Flagstaff coming into Sedona, and there is a no-fly zone. Over this place called Forest Airport. But I remember about, I don't know, it was like 8 years ago. Someone flew a Cessna and said, screw it, I'm just going to fly back there, and crashed.
oh yeah.
So yeah, they crashed, and for no reason, just crashed. It was a civilian Cessna. So yeah, it is a military thing, and with the dimensional beings in this place to also,
Mm,
for all intensive purposes, there is a lot of secrets out here in Sedona, but really what this place is, it's an ancient city, or an ancient, let's just call it a
mhm,
uh, international airport. Okay,
mhm,
Sedona is an international airport. It is not a domestic airport. So if you're thinking about spirituality, this is an international airport to and from this planet and different distant locations, in our multiverse. So it's a very protected place, especially dimensionally. But for the humans down here and for us waiting for disclosure, I do feel like there is a very specific population of starseeds that live in Sedona. You know what I mean? What's up? And my brother, XRP, soon. You know what I mean? Soon,
yeah.
baby. No, hey, soon. That there's a certain type of people, and I believe that a lot of us right now are being groomed for translator positions.
Mhm,
And I feel
mhm,
that a lot. The translator positions, being able to speak multiple star languages, be coherent, and then express the motive, the dialogue, and then obviously the emotional intent behind perhaps these negotiations. The one thing I am very hip to, okay,
mhm,
and I know a lot of my conspiracy theory homies out there, you know, I'm not really into DARPA or the military industrial complex
mhm,
or one of these three-letter agencies
mhm,
dictating for me and my family and my friends and my brothers and sisters what our terms are or what we want, right? As human beings and civilians on this planet. I think that from what I've seen in the 40 plus years I've been here is a complete misallocation of resources and representation of every single starseed, angelic, and beautiful human being on this planet. And the last thing I want is to take a narrative from a very small control group of people who don't even have as much of their DNA turned on as the two gentlemen sitting in front of you or those my friends in the comments. Okay. Because I can tell you that many people can be hoodwinked by some of these negative polarities. And a lot of people aren't even aware enough to realize that they are. That's the scariest thing. It's one thing to say, oh, I'm an aware and I'm a channeler and I'm bringing down this information. And the thing is that no one's cross-checking with their heart, right? Should I even be sharing this? Is this really my motive for being here? Is this something that's going to uplift humanity? Or am I falling into some sort of phantom matrix control program? So I just have to be real honest with that. Until this place, Jean Charles, I've been around 15 years. I've met many of these speakers, some of the best speakers on earth. I've watched them, I've interacted with them. Heck, I've even hired them for some of our shows that we've done. And I can tell you that there's something in me that says, hey, which of us are actually going to speak on behalf of humanity in the most beautiful, divine manner? And I myself have also had to go through these trials and tribulations, stepping out of that shadow game. Let's just say we all have to do it at some point. It's called shadow integration. I also went through that. My question is, when I see others representing us that have never gone through a shadow integration, huge red flags go off in my head. I'm like, hey, dude, military industrial complex. I don't give a shit if a 19-year-old joined the SSP when he's 19. He's not speaking on my behalf or all the Native Americans or natives on this planet or all the druids or all the ancient ones. That dude who's now 35 does not speak on our behalf as civilians on this planet. I'm sorry. That's not how it works for me. So that's the only thing, because I know everyone has these questions about Atlas, and I'm going to get to that. I just want you guys to know I'm hip to it. When this information comes out about all this stuff, I just want to, you guys, I trust you guys. And I'm just here to say that whatever this narrative is, I need like everyone in the comments, whoever's going to watch this video, to run your discernment at 100,000%. And please let me know and my brother Jean Charles, hey, what are you guys getting from your guides? This is not a one guy on a podium. We are here to serve the dark. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm watching a cartoon 80% of the time on this planet. I don't take, we're watching a theater act play out. And you know a lot about that. So in your interactions, let's do this. This is awesome. Your interactions with different ET species, especially ones that are highly telepathic, what are some tips that you can give those? Like, for example, Pleiadians or Nords land in someone's backyard. Let's go ahead and say, from Jean Charles, what are the first things you would do telepathically? What are some of the ways you would interact? And what are some of the ways that you've been trained to interact to, have a proper dialogue among, hearts and minds? What are some things that you've gone through in your training? Like civilian world's dad doesn't have your training. Okay, first you would have to do this. You're right. Second, we do this. Third, I think a lot of people out there would like that. Especially I would as well.
Well, my first training was with the Mantis. It was my good friend, and she trained me to create in my mind, like a screen with snow, because when you are in the front of a Draco, it's to avoid what you think before you think, because the Draco knows what you do before you do. So the training with the Mantis for me, because I was a special child, and she detect that abilities in my mind. So she trained me that created a mental screen to distraction the Draco, and because if I decide to fight the Draco, he knows before I fight him that what I will do against. So my training was with the Mantis, and after that I have a training with different beings, like aquatic beings, to control my breath, to control my minds, and to control the frequency of the sound, because the sound can be a weapon, you know. If you use the sound and the frequency, you can heal, but you can destroy too.
Literally, as I'm sitting here, I'm having a telepathic conversation. They're like, whoa, bro, you're putting us on blast. I'm just saying, hey, listen, I need more data from these agencies and I need more truth from these agencies. Because if some of us really are Starseed ambassadors and we're really undercover boss and we're really sitting amongst your population and we're really staring at you 24 hours a day, 365 and watching this, I need more solid data that whoever is in charge has humanity's best interest in mind. And I said, you can write that right now on a postcard and file it in the Akashic records. I need more data to prove that whoever is making these decisions has every single civilian, right, above and below ground, best interest in mind for humanity, for the planet Earth. There's something in me just saying it. It feels good. I need more data. We're getting a lot of shadow work. What I feel is that watching this show play out is really the end of the cabal and some of the ways that these guys have manipulating us and the Fed and the financial system and printing fake Babylonian money magic and, basically artificially creating things in their own interest. When that comes to an end, because it will, right? I believe Voltaire said the intrinsic value of a fiat currency will always return to zero. Okay. We're watching that right now. The US dollar is worth, I believe, 2 to 3 cents to $1 US in true value. And the entire people, especially in America and actually globally, everyone in the Western banking world, we've been paying the price for these small groups' decisions. A gallon of milk should not cost $8. How are you going to feed yourself? $8 for a gallon of milk. Everybody needs to calm down. So that's what I'm saying. And I feel this sort of responsibility, ladies and gentlemen, coming through us. And all you guys in the comments, I'm trying to give you a heads up here. There's something coming with this Atlas. There's some sort of a cross check coming. And I just want you guys to have your hearts open, be in the best possible health you can. Try to detox, all the heavy metals and plastics out. Really get into your meditation. Because a lot of you guys, if you just recently woke up, this is the first time you've ever seen my face, we're in a countdown thing here to try to get everyone's vibration high as possible in the quickest amount of time. So I think if you know what I mean, and that's really what it is for me. It's like, hey, I love everybody. I don't really care where you're coming from with your belief system. What I can tell you is that energy is everything in the universe. Let's try to get everyone's vibration and energy up first. Then we can, go into the different belief systems and what everything's going on, because some of these, let's just say some of these elders that are going to do a flyby by our planet into our solar system, they bank in. The closest it gets is October 16th.
So don't forget something. I want to add something. I know
Yeah,
there
please.
are a lot of people watch in live now. So I know there is an atlas coming, but don't forget that in the shadow, some beings, watch this and can profit of this moment to send the Blue Beam project.
Yes.
And people will be mixed and, oh my God, this is real or not? They use the real, maybe 20% of real and 80% of false information. So now with AI, with the 3D images, it's very difficult for people to know if it's real or not. So maybe there is a lot of video, bad video or wrong video, and inside of a few video there is one real. And a lot of astronomical people, astrophysicians, know for the atlas, and there is people take this information and made a story with this, afraid people, because the frequency of the frightener of the fear is a frequency, and they use it for during the 3 years of darkness. You know what I mean? They use the fear frequency to control people. Now they realize it don't work for all people. So
No.
they must find
Mm,
a nothing, a nothing, something else, to control people. And with the atlas, it's like when the end of the world, something happened, it's a mothership, they arrive, and some people say, oh, it's a good, and some people say it's not good, some people say it's just a meteor, but a meteor
mm,
moving like this and take different direction is very suspicious, but you know
mm,
what I mean. So I guess that's we must be careful with this atlas, because
mm,
I think they want to use this information
mm.
to distraction people like they do
Right.
always.
Yeah, and for all you guys who don't know what Project Bluebeam is,
Mm-mm-mm.
Project Bluebeam is a project in which they have the ability to project a 3D image on the Oconosphere or in the sky. So imagine they project a UFO ship and they actually have drones flying around doing real damage.
Yes,
Okay.
and the particularity of this Bluebeam project, that the hologram, it's it's like a solid. You can throw something
Hard
and
light.
it ricochet. And for people to imagine how is the level of hologram, it's like the movie Avatar.
Mm,
Very special effects is insane. It's like a black and white movie,
mm,
to have the difference of the higher quality. So
right.
people say, my God, it's not translucent. It's like a solid, because this is the new technology of 4G, with the density. And
Right.
people will be afraid and say, no, no, it's not an hologram. I saw it's solid, but it wasn't.
I think to counteract this, every single human being that listens to my voice that has infrared goggles in their house,
Mm-mm.
it may be whom of us, if they start doing or releasing things out, into the public, maybe go out into the night sky when the newscaster's there. Take, maybe it's at night. You obviously can't use infrared during the day. Take your infrared glasses out and get your iPhone out and film and go, it's a projection. There's no heat signature. You know what I mean? Like we have to have some sort of counter that's like, it's Project Bluebeam. And someone's like, nah, dude, take this filter and put it over your iPhone. It's a hologram. You know what I mean? Just in the same way you can see an artificial image, by, the gradients, around the curvature of the object. I don't want any, we've been through enough is what I'm trying to really get to, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, we've been fooled, lied to, I mean, from our health, our wellness, whatever this hologram is. I don't want us to take another hit on the chin. That's all we're trying to say. And for you guys to use 100% of your discernment, we're not confused. And when you were speaking, Jean Charles, my guide said this. They said, become the shepherds. So become the shepherds. Like if people are unconscious and they're kind of doing unconscious things and they want to they're playing that role of the sheep, let's just say. They have their heads down, they're not doing anything. It's our job to be the shepherds of earth, to make sure and guide our friends and family away from the cliff, away from the fear, away from the disparity, and back into a safe place and a safe zone, and obviously into their hearts. So I just think it's important we're having this conversation. And like I said, we're having this conversation for you guys out there, ladies and gents, to also start processing this level of reality. These are the things that are going on behind the scenes, and we're trying to call them out before they happen. So you have time to process and have a different medium to go, oh, I heard about this. I already thought about it. It is probably fake. It's fake. This could be real. I don't think that's real. So human beings are very highly intelligent beings, especially when you actually turn that beautiful cognitive ability on and start really staring at stuff and asking, really free thinking, critical questions about motivations. I think that everyone here can agree that whatever leadership we've had here, or whatever tomfoolery, let's just call it, especially the last 40 years, like, oh my God, but all the way back to 1913, really, and before that, since the Tartaria and the flood, there's something going on here where our critical mass and our knowledge base has grown exponentially. And I do feel that we are over that 51% of the populace. You know what I mean? I do feel like whatever percentage they wanted, they said 10% of the population has to wake up to affect the mass. I think we're like 23%, 27%. I think we're over that 10% mark. I mean, maybe we're just out here. I mean, if you guys like this video, share it out. It's on Rumble, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. It's free. I just want to give people a heads up. So if they see something coming through the boob tube, at 44 hertz, which is hypnotizing them, that they have some other questions going through their mind other than some sort of hypnotized response mechanism, which a lot of people, especially after COVID, are paying dearly for. Okay. There's a lot of people that unfortunately are paying dearly for listening to fear and being hypnotized right now. That being said, hey, you guys, there's a lot of different things to get that stuff out of your blood. There's new techniques out there to filter your blood, filter out all of those proteins out of your blood, the spike proteins. And there is things to do that. I know there's also a spike protein detox you can get on Amazon. I'm just trying to say that no matter what this planet throws at us, we're going to keep coming and we're going to keep going. I just want to tell that to you guys honestly, is like, my heart is open, my mind is open, my throat chakra is open. I see this destiny coming for us and it's beautiful. And I think a lot of this apprehension that's coming from some of these agencies is, oh shit, the jig is up. That's what I feel. NASA, jig is up. Showing the truth about where we're going when we're in a rocket and why it bends over the curvature of the earth, jig is up. I think a lot of this stuff is coming to an end. And when it does come to an end, I just want you guys to start processing it now so it's not such a shock and awe campaign. And, they were saying that once 80% of the people realize they've been lied to this whole time they've been here, there's going to be some sort of a critical mass thing where a lot of people want to exit. Like people that are completely unconscious and have never even had a thought other than what they've been told. Our job as shepherds, the true shepherds of earth, is to make sure everyone stays in their heart and stays in the raft. I'm here for unifying the planet. I'm all about that unified field. And I know that we were placed around this planet so when the time was right, that we could come together and stabilize the consciousness of planet Earth, and every single human on it. So if this was translated in 25 languages and posted on every single news network across the planet to let everyone know, hey, we know we've been lied to quite a bit, but I'm also here to say there's a lot of truth coming our way if we have the heart and the mind to actually, perceive it. So last thing with the Atlas, my brother, what do you think? What do you think it is? And I have my own interpretations. I know I talked about it with David Palmer on his broadcast about 3 weeks ago. What do you think Atlas is coming in?
That's difficult to explain because I'm not a specialist of this, but I don't know. I prefer say I don't know that say something wrong. I'm honest, because some people say, oh yes, my opinion is no. I prefer to say I don't know. I really don't know. I'm very confident because I'm seeing that the best things yet to come. Okay, the best is yet to come, like something say. So I'm 100% sure that there is a fight against the light against the darkness at a moment when we're talking together, and I think the evil know this is the last road
Right.
for them. So I think the the dark side is in the bottom of the way.
Gotcha.
And they are afraid of people because they know a lot of humanity awaken during these 3 years of darkness. There is people die, people survive, and people open the mind. And now we are more stronger, like say Tone. We are gathering a big, stronger community of light with you, my friend, the Team Light. You
Mhm.
know, the name of the Team Light, you know what I mean? It's a team of light being.
Yes.
And that's very important. And each
Mhm.
time I saw the Team Light, it's equal to the love light. And that's the key.
Yeah, you guys, you hit it right on the head. My thing is when we created Team Light, I knew that it was going to take a team of us to get this job done. I knew that it was never, a one person show. I looked and studied how many different groups and organizations have failed. I always
Mhm.
thought that Team Light was a round table. I always thought that diversity made us stronger. I always thought that, our diversity made us, from the different cultures, creeds, tribes, and belief systems, all of those combined into one unit is an unstoppable momentum. I always thought that each member on the team had a very specific skill set that they were really good at. And I always thought about that because in any successful council, everyone is not supposed to be the same. We're all supposed to be different.
Mhm.
That's what makes us a council. It's
Yeah.
not for everyone to have the same rhyme or reason on the decisions we're making. It's that you have a diverse council of beings, right, that represent the entire whole of humanity so that
And you do
everyone's
you
voice
you
is
do you
you
do
know
a very huge work, my friend. It's really,
thanks,
yeah,
man.
no, that's, I don't say this because I love you, and it's real, okay? What I feel, that's when you spoke on the stage, and when you spoke during your show, you're
Mhm.
unique, a person. You're a bright person. You're powerful. You're around you. There is a love and the light, and you are a very special person. I say to Melanie, my wife, I love these guys because it's natural,
Yeah.
and with these guys, you don't feel something wrong. He's your buddy.
Mhm.
It's real. He can fake it
Nope.
because this guy, it's a and my my wife say, he have a strong energy, and we want to take him in arm because
Yeah.
you love him. You know,
Yeah.
and when you created this team light,
Mhm.
you know what you do, because you know that the light can get out of each body, and
Yes.
you can find the light inside each person. And
Yes.
for this, I want to thank you.
Hey, thanks, brother. I really appreciate that. This has been a long journey for myself and obviously all members of Team Light. My thing is that as a reflection, it's just that I really feel like some of us really work for Creator. We're Creator's kids.
Mhm.
And in our heart of hearts, no matter where we herald from, we are that light. And, I know that we go through a lot of trials and tribulations down here and making, utilizing free will and some of the obviously distortions therein. But at our cores, we are light. And I think even now in my life, it's taken me this long to remember what's most important. And even with all my interactions and everyone out there, there's a rhyme and a reason for everything. And I hold space that everyone, once again, finds that heart and finds that thing. And if I can do it, so can you. You know what I mean? I am not perfect. I have definitely walked and I was definitely unconscious at one point in my life. I definitely had to do all that shadow stuff, integration stuff. And all I can say is that I kept going. And I think that it's that consistency that actually is what we need to work on together because in that consistency, that's how you permanently raise your frequency. You permanently raise the floor of your existence and what you are willing and unwilling to do. And I think in this game, it's very important to also have the proper term of no, I will not comply. We always like to say yes, yes, yes. I'm like, no, I will not comply to that. And, with some of these negative things that are coming out. And I do honestly feel that divinity that we have in us is just waiting for people to speak their truth. It's just waiting for you to open your mouth and let that light shine out and to illuminate the entire situation. And this mind trap that we've all been in is about to be cleaned up really drastically in a tall ordinance of ways. The amount of light and frequency that is going to hit us is really going to separate the wheat from the chaff. And I'm just saying, for all you guys, it's been an absolute pleasure being down here with you guys. And I listen, we did it together. So in the future, especially after, the Bridge Expo, I want to give you guys a hug. I want to have a good time with you. We tried to put the most, profound light workers that we can. And like I said, there's different flavors of ice cream out there, and everyone has their different skill set. So that's really what I'm about. It's not, some hive mind thing. It's rather a love thing. And from that love, all the different interpretations of love and different channels that people pay attention to, what's the best way to translate that to get someone back in their heart and in their purpose. And I think that's the most important thing that any leader can do. You could be the leader of your family. You could be the leader of your company, your relationship, your kids, whatever it may be for you. But to remember that everyone looks up to you. And if you're the highest frequency in your house, in your town, your village, or your city, everyone sees you energetically. You're not hiding at all. So it's really up to us to really start to shine once again, reclaim our birthright as citizens of this planet and prepare for the great days to come, So,
And very important, stay connected with your inner child,
yeah.
because this is the key.
Yep.
Remember when you was a kid, everything was possible.
Yep.
Don't forget this. You spoke to your inner child, and everything opened. And I want to thank you in the deep of my heart, all people tonight will there. And that's because I don't really, it's little, but I don't read, there is many people connected, and I just read some emoticon with a heart and love, and thank you all to be there tonight on this amazing show.
Yes.
That's touched me.
Yes. And like I said, ladies and gents, been an absolute pleasure. Big what up to my brother Yeshua. Jesus, I love you. Keep my robes and my flippy floppies ready to go. And for all you guys out there with Atlas, for me, I'll say it real quickly, and I said it in with David Palmer. In the physical, it looks like a large rock, or let's say a stone, large, let's just say meteorite. It's not a comet. There's no tail on it. It's sitting at 130,000 miles an hour. It's set exactly at a horizontal coming in. It's, I think, the third interstellar object ever in recorded history. Again, this is a lot of information I'm trying to compile very casually for you. I believe it is in the upper dimensions, in the sixth dimension. I remember that is a Syrian cruiser, a Syrian ship. It is a soul transporting souls from the inner cosmos, or the inner of the Milky Way galaxy, and it's on a direct trajectory for Sirius. And I think that this may be a transport for potentially our higher selves. Some of our higher selves may be taking this transport, and new souls may be coming into this planet, pure souls, to assist after the great transition. So that's what I like to say about it. Hey, we'll see. And for you guys, please come to the Bridge. Please come share your support for my brother Jean Charles's new film. I'm so excited to see that and your hard work pay off, bro. I'll be sitting there alone. I'll make sure the surround sound's popping. Okay, I'm bringing all the speakers. I want to make sure that's multi-channel, because it's gonna be rocking in that room. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys so much. Jean Charles, where can people find some of your work? I know I put it in the description, but where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook, but my friend request is full, so I'm sorry if I can add some friends. In my website, www.gcmoyen.com/en, like English for the English version. And you can find my movie when you click on my website, and you are redirected into Vimeo for my movie. So my work is on this website. And for the new movie, it will be a pleasure for me to receive us and hug you in the Dallas for this amazing Bridge Expo, because don't miss it, because you know there is a gathering of a being of light. Each
Yeah.
speaker are unbelievable, and
Mhm.
each time it's the frequency inside the stage is amazing.
Mhm.
So go to this conference and you can feed your higher self of light
Mhm.
inside your body. And I love you all. Thank you very much, my dear brother, to receive me again in your amazing show. I love
Thank
you.
I love
And
you too,
from
bro.
the deep of my heart, I can't wait to hug you, brother. Real.
It's on. Hey, listen, I love you guys. Hey, links to the to get your tickets are in the descriptions. I'll see you guys, right? Till next time. Peace.
Been recruited by the Star League,
Hold on.
then the
Good.
Frontier.
Now, are you ready?
This is it. Here we go.